I didn't have a model of a joyful relationship when I grew up. So all of the relationships I looked at were not exactly something that was appealing to me. So I started looking at having the perfect relationship from this reality's point of view and judging the relationships that I was seeing growing up, saying that, oh, this is not good, this is not good, this is not good, I want this, I want that. But all of it was from judgment. It wasn't what I wanted. Um, so the interesting thing is when I started asking myself, what would I actually like in a person? What is it that I desire? What is it that I desire in my life? Like, do I actually want to have kids? Do I actually want to be married? Do I actually want to commit in a relationship to someone for like whatever time I get on this planet Earth? And I was like, this doesn't really sound like something joyful for me. And yet,
I have a
I don't
Mhm.
exclude that.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
inclusion of the possibilities.
Hello and welcome everyone to this episode of Relationships and Different Podcast. I am your host, Leandra Costa, and today I have my beautiful guest, Dr. Imene Benzamouche. Hello, Imene.
Hello, hello. Hi, Leandra. Hi, everyone. So excited to be here.
I'm so happy that you are here. Thank you for joining me, and
Thank
it's always a
you.
pleasure to have you in this podcast. So, Iman,
Oh,
today I
thank
have a
you.
question for you to start off. You being one of the relationships and different facilitators and have facilitated classes and have taken classes. So, can you tell me how was your life before relationships and different?
My goodness. Drama. Hello. That was me. This is pretty dramatic. Relationships was the kind of the one thing where I had this conflictual universe where I excelled. I always gave amazing advice to people and had like the perspective of relationship I was amazing at. But the practical part of it was so I was it was always a bit difficult, whether it was relationships with family, with friends, with um, boyfriends, with whatever kind business relationships. It was kind of a little bit hard, actually, for me to just know how to deal with people, how to be, what is it that I want. It wasn't clear for me at all, and it was pretty dramatic.
Wow. So, how was it when you took the classes and you learned more about the tools? So, did it shift completely? How is it that you see now yourself in in the relationships?
Yeah, well, relationships done different was one of the classes that I resisted a lot. It was one of the classes, you know, the classes where you say, I'm choosing it.
Only you resist it.
I was like, I'm choosing it. I'm totally choosing it. And then I was looking at classes go by and I'm not there. Class go by and I'm not there. Class go by. And then I was like, I've done enough access consciousness and I've used the tools enough to know that I'm not choosing here. Something is not like going on according to what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm choosing it, but it's like if it's not happening, am I really choosing it? And the answer was absolutely not. And it was terrifying for me to look at where, quote unquote, what I thought I was going to have to look at where I was wrong and I was right in relationship because I thought I was so right. And at the same time, I believed that I was so wrong because I had these different perspectives than people that I couldn't really apply to this reality according to my points of views back then. And when I took the class, when I was like, okay, I acknowledge that I wasn't choosing this, and I'm like, okay, what would be my life if I actually chose it? And it was like so expansive, and I felt, whoa, oh my goodness. And what would be my life if I don't choose it? And I was like, more drama. I was like, fine, okay, next class, boom, done. And I was on it. I created that, and the class was had so much kindness and so much um, change within me and within all of my relationships through my childhood, through my adolescence, and then my adulthood. I started seeing how much each period of time and each relationship in my life, and how much my relationship with my father affected my relationship with men in general, how much my relationship with my mother affected my relationship with women in general. And I started looking at how many things I have hidden from myself. And the moment that I started looking at that, using the tools and getting facilitated by the whole class, by people's questions in class, by whatever information, like that manual is like
Fact.
phenomenal. So whatever tool you take, it's like melting, really. It started melting my judgments on relationships. And it did change my whole life, not only my relationships, because I started also looking at how and what would I actually want to have as my life, as my relationships. What do I desire in this?
I love that. I love that because it brings us to, when I ask you, what would you like to talk about today? And it brings us to what you brought in, and we can explore more, because it is like you having more after having taken classes and have been through more open and asking questions within relationships. Now you can even ask further questions to do with your own relationships and what happens in your culture and country. So what would you like to talk about today? I think everyone is looking forward now.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember this sentence, but it was like choosing, what was it? Leandra, help me here.
So
Choosing,
not choosing a relationship in a community that considers it's a must.
oh my goodness. Like, hello, I'm
Boom.
from a Arabian Muslim background, so
Yeah.
not being married, I'm 30. My body is, at least that's what my birth certificate says. I don't know. But it's like being 30 in this community is not okay. Like people would
Being 30
ask
is
you
single
if,
dirty. The third, sorry, single dirty.
sorry,
Being 30 and being single is not okay. Is that what you mean?
yes,
Okay.
yes, being single, not, and specifically not married. You can be maybe in a relationship, but then not married. Don't you think it's time? Like, and it's a lot of cultures. I know it's not just the Arab culture and all of that. And it's like when you meet people and they're like, I pray for you. I pray that you get a husband. And you're like, oh my God, God, please give her a good husband. And I'm like, maybe? I'm not sure if I want to say yes to that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's where all of like what I said about before taking that class and not having and having all of these confusing relationships, I didn't have a model of a joyful relationship when I grew up. So all of the relationships I looked at were not exactly something that was appealing to me. So I started looking at having the perfect relationship from this reality's point of view and judging the relationships that I was seeing growing up, saying that, oh, this is not good, this is not good, this is not good, I want this, I want that. But all of it was from judgment. It wasn't what I wanted. Um, so the interesting thing is when I started asking myself, what would I actually like in a person? What is it that I desire? What is it that I desire in my life? Like, do I actually want to have kids? Do I actually want to be married? Do I actually want to commit in a relationship to someone for like whatever time I get on this planet Earth? And I was like, this doesn't really sound like something joyful for me. And yet,
I have a.
I don't
Mhm.
exclude that.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
inclusion of the possibilities. Um,
So so I won't lose the question I have here. So you mentioned, let's say someone find out from your community finds out that you're not married, you go like, oh my bless you, hopefully you get something, someone. What does it go through you, when you're like, okay, do you go through allowance? You go like, okay, it's fine, this person cannot really understand how I function, how I can see the world within relationships, or in what questions do you go within yourself when something like that happens?
Well, it used to be very weird for me, and I used to have a resistance kind of to their point of view because I didn't know what I wanted actually. I didn't know what was my point of view. So I just resisted it from a space of there is something that I don't like in what you're saying, and I should be resisting to it, or I should be aligning to what you're saying and say, oh, yes, inshallah. And what I started looking at is just getting over the rightness or the wrongness of being married, not being married. And I'm like, oh, it's actually just a choice. When I got to a space of acknowledging that it's just a choice and there is no wrongness in it, no rightness, I don't have to do anything just because it is what is said to be the right, the what is the rightest? I don't think it's
Done
a word.
thing,
Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
yeah,
I said it.
right thing, yeah,
The, the
yeah.
really the most perfect thing that you would choose. And yes, I did have to go to allowance, but it started with acknowledging what is true for me. And what was
Yeah,
true for me is that
yeah.
it's a choice and I don't have to explain my choice to other people. And I get to be an allowance with knowing what I want and knowing that people are saying what they're saying from what they think is a kindness. And I
Mhm.
receive that as a kindness. And I'm like, oh, now I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Yeah, because there's
And
no
because
charge to it. You just say, okay, thank you.
exactly. And I'm like, oh, wow, I like that energy. It's like that energy. Well, I don't see the rightness of it or the wrongness of it anymore. I see what people want to gift me with that, with that prayer or with that intention or with that, with that projection. I don't feel it as a projection anymore or as a judgment, but it's like, oh, I wonder what will that create? Like just even asking a question, what would I like now? I'm changing my choices every 10 seconds, and it's one of Access Consciousness tools, if you didn't know.
Yeah, 10
10
seconds
second
increment.
increment choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I'm also not defining myself as forever unmarried or whatever it is
or
that,
single. So
yeah,
basically, it's
or
not
single.
really. Yeah, it's going away from those definitions of either be married or you either be single, and this is the only way that it can be within your community and your culture and so on. So for anyone that is listening to us that come from a similar background as you and culture and community, and they're like they haven't got yet to the place that you are of having this total clarity of the choice you can have within a relationship. Let's say get married, and we're talking about mainly it can be for males, for a man, for women. Is there anything else that you can bring on from your experience to that person's like, I'm really looking for more than I know, is either A or B, getting married or being single?
Well, there is a lot. And what I would start with, like with all of the tools that I have now, if I was that person, I would start with using the tools of indulging. We talk about that in Access, where you take 3 days or whatever amount of time that you want, and you indulge in the choice and the opposite of that choice for 3 days each. So let's say, for example, I am not sure if I want to get married and I have a specific person that I am not sure about. And I take those 3 days and I indulge, I sink into being married. What would be my life like for 3 days? And then when those 3 days are over, I start another 3 days of indulging in not being married or not being in that person's forever mate, whatever that
Yeah.
is. And usually at the end of either the 6 days or even before, you know, you know what you want. You
Yeah.
know that dress when you go shopping, when you try it, like the first thing, I just went shopping for glasses and I tried like a zillion glasses. And then I tried sunglasses and I was like, oh, I like these. Yes, I'm taking
Yeah.
these. And the first ones were like vision glasses or whatever they are
Yeah.
called. I don't
Prescription
have the
prescription glasses.
English word. What is it called?
Prescribed glasses where, you go to a
Yes,
doctor and
yes.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, those. So I couldn't decide on those, but the sunglasses were like, I like
Mm.
it. I'm taking it. I did try other things, but I knew what I wanted. So I went back to the eyewear, like the glasses for just seeing and using to like to have a better vision.
Vision.
Again, I don't have words. Sorry, English is not my first language. um, and then I was like, what is it that I actually like here? And I told the guy, I said, you know what? I'm sorry. And it's not like it needs to be what I feel joyful. And this is one of the priorities of my life. And this is what I would suggest to people to do next with that, like the tool of indulging and also knowing what is joyful for you. Because a joyful life will get you to live better, your health will be better, your money flows will get better, your relationships are better if you have the space of joy, if you are creating this space of happiness, of yes, let's live life. Um, so I went back to the choices and I was like, what is it that made me and my body joyful? And I was like, okay, these three. And then from these three, what else? Like, which one of these three? And I was like, this one. And it was so clear. As soon as I looked at what energy I was shopping for. So in relationships, you can also do that.
Mm.
Maybe
And I would
you'll
like to
be.
bring, yeah.
Mhm.
No, I was going to say for someone that's listening, they're like, "Oh, come on, it's easy for you to say about joy. I'm depressed, I'm lost, I have no idea." It can be anything. You can start from anything, that even something that you used to do when you're a child that brought you joy. Let's say going for a walk in nature or dance by yourself. Anything that starts to bring you that sort of feeling of being happier, of being more joyful. And for you, it was a great example was, your body, and you show going, okay, I went to get one type of glasses and I end up getting another because that's what brought you more happiness and joy.
Exactly.
I love
And
that.
it's interesting because we don't consider things and choices to be easy. We consider being in a relationship such a serious choice to the point that we lose the priorities that we have in life. But when you have that in front of you, like what energies do I want in my life? I want gratitude. I want when I interact with people, I want them to be grateful. I would like to be grateful for them. If I'm marrying someone, if I'm in a relationship with someone, if I'm having dinner with someone, I would like to have that space of me being thankful that they exist, being thankful that they are with me. If I don't have that, I wouldn't want to hang out with that person. It's different for each person, but that's me. The
Mhm.
joy that I talked about, this, like, you just get to know you through life while looking at what is it that you're enjoying most, what is it that you like to have in your life, what is it that when you don't have, you're just like, okay, I'm leaving, you know.
Yeah.
That the energies that make you want to leave when they are not there, and those are the things that will make you want to leave the relationship before it even started if they are not there. So you will know that if I don't have these energies, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever they may be for you, if I don't have these with this person, why am I actually with them? Am I
Yeah.
fulfilling the society's point of view? Am I fulfilling a promise that I gave 10 years ago? Am I, whatever, you know? And
Yeah.
it's, for me, I'm saying me because I know me better. But for me, you have to be the priority. What would you like? We have been brought up, I have been brought up to make everyone happy, and I ended up miserable. And nobody else is happy either. So being in allowance of
Yeah.
whatever people choose around you, if they choose miserable relationships, it's them. You don't have to choose it. If they choose happy relationships, it's them. You don't have to choose it either. If they choose no relationships, it's them. You don't have to choose it. What would you like?
Yeah.
Is
And
my
from,
question.
I love what you brought up is that really creating that relationship with you. So what would you like? What make you happy? What makes you tick? And then from there, really not getting to a relationship or just to fulfill something that someone else it's have or do. I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
And it's also where when you don't have something with yourself, you will unconsciously expect it from someone else, but you can never have it because you don't gift it to you.
Yeah.
I just I was asking for, like, this month, the whole month, I was asking for a gift, gold jewelry gifted to me. And I was like, oh, what would it be like to have someone gift me gold? And I just asked questions. I didn't have a point of view about it. And so at some point I was like, oh, what about I gift me that gold? So I went, I was traveling, and I had some time at the airport, and I bought myself a ring, and I'm like, yay, how does
Nice.
it get any better? And then I was like, after that, I'll finish the story and then talk about the tool.
No, I
Um,
love it.
yeah, after that, someone gifted me jewelry,
A
gold
goat.
jewelry. I was like,
Mm.
whoa, like a week, not even a week after that, 5 days after that, someone gifted me. And I was like, whoa,
Maybe it's that
wait
thing
a
of
minute.
ask and you shall receive.
It was really that. And it was also where I took out the lack.
Yeah.
I acknowledged how much I wasn't lacking the gifting. I just wanted to experience the energy of it. So I gifted myself by gifting myself that energy with gold. I allowed someone else to gift it to me. And I was like, this is it. When you gift it to yourself, people get to gift it to you and you get to receive. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
That
So
is
that was
so great.
uh, an awesome experience, honestly, of whatever you are willing to give to yourself, you are willing to receive from others way more. So, what is it that you can give to yourself today? Maybe
I love that
it's,
question.
it's a hug. You hug yourself. It's kindness. Hello, buddy. Maybe it's a bath. Maybe it's money that you just pamper yourself with. Maybe it's gold. What is it?
I
And
love this question and I love that we can end up with that question. Can you say it again?
I forgot. What can you gift yourself today? I think. What can you gift yourself today, that you have been expecting others to give to you from a lack, and that if you gifted it to you would change your whole reality.
Thank you, Dr. Iman. So grateful for
You
you.
are so welcome. I am super grateful for you, Leandra. Thank you.
And everyone, if you're looking for finding more about Dr. Iman, all her details, website, and Instagram account will be under the description of this episode. And Dr. Min, I hope to talk to you soon and hug you somewhere in the world one day.
Oh, please. Please. How would it be like to have that? I wonder.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being you. And this is such a gift. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.